This is a message from Alexander Isak to the entirety of Newcastle fans, and I hope you guys pay attention because you guys have been lied to for way too long. You guys have been lied to for way too long. You guys have made this man that brought you guys a trophy after 50 years look like a freaking villain. I really do not understand. I even watched that guy, I don't know his name especially, literally bad, wish a career-ending injury on Alexander Isak because he says he wants to go to Liverpool. And today he drops a news. Today he drops the thing that we have all been waiting for. I've been waiting for Isak to come out and actually give a statement. I've been waiting for it, and he drops it today. As his name was announced in the PFA Player of the Year 11, there's a statement that drops. And of course, Fabrizio Romano drops it for us. This situation is going to be absolutely riveting on how it finishes. Because one thing is for sure, Newcastle, they absolutely need to get rid. And when I say get rid, they need to come out under this because they are not doing themselves any favors. I've seen a lot of Newcastle fans saying, let him rot. Yes, he might rot for this season. But you have just told the entire world that that's what you do to players that give you the loyalty, that give you and fight for you and everything that you do. I literally made this report. I literally told you guys this thing a long time ago that this problem did not start this summer. It started when he went in back to negotiate. By the way, I blame his representatives because the way they negotiated his 6-year deal without a release clause was absolutely asinine. That basically was an idea, or he basically said, we do not trust that you would be able to do better than Newcastle, so let's not put a release clause in your contract. Absolutely ridiculous. The amount of money that they negotiated for him in terms of wages is absolutely ridiculous too, because what he's making at Newcastle right now is something that Manchester United arguably played their academy players. For the best striker in the goddamn league last year, I've literally told you guys so many times that there were conversations on renegotiating the deal. There were conversations on him saying, if a better team comes, let me go. And there were promises made. But let me break down what Alexander Isak said, because it's something that we absolutely need to cover. He has released a statement, and I'm about to read that statement for you because it is absolutely breathtaking. He says, when promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship cannot continue. I am proud to be recognized by my fellow professionals with a place in the PFA Premier League Team of the Season for 2024-2025. First and foremost, I want to thank my teammates and everybody at Newcastle who supported me along the way. I am not at the ceremony tonight. With everything going on, I didn't feel right to be there, or it didn't feel right to be there. I have kept quiet for a long time while others have spoken. That silence allowed people to push their own version of events, even though they know it doesn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors. That is the key part. What was said and agreed behind closed doors. The reality is that promises were made, and the club has known my position for a long time now. To now act that these issues were only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship cannot continue. That's where things are for me right now, and why change is in the best interest, and why change is in the best interest for everyone, not just myself. I want you guys to understand, out of everything he said in that statement, he repeated this sentence twice. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship cannot continue. People, Newcastle fans, I need you guys to sit down and listen. You guys are not meant to be focusing on Alexander Isak and him wanting to leave. You're meant to be focusing on why you're upstairs, the hierarchy, the people upstairs are losing people left and right, causing chaos up there that would then trickle down to the pitch. The only thing consistent about Newcastle right now is Eddie Howe. That's the only thing consistent. Because CEO apparently has left. Football director apparently has left. What in the world is going on? Anyway, that is the words, or those are the words of Alexander Isak. You guys need to let him go. There is a hierarchy in football, and I understand that to make yourself a big club and to make yourself someone that is challenging for a lot of titles, you do not want to sell your big players. But that is why you then have to negotiate and speak to them in a personal manner for them to stay and give you an opportunity to replace them in a very copacetic way. And not have a huge public fit, throwing a fit in the world with the world watching. You can't be doing that. It doesn't make any sense to me. The season has started and you have not been able to get Johan Wissa. And when I'm talking about the hierarchy of football, when I speak on the hierarchy of football, you have to understand this. Trent Alexander-Arnold left Liverpool to go to play for Real Madrid. He literally ran his contract down. Johan Wissa is literally kicking up dust for him to be able to leave Brentford to go to Newcastle. Mohamed Kudus told West Ham that he wants to leave for Tottenham. Do you get the coincidence in what I just said? Do you get? Can you follow the logic? Because there's hierarchy. There is a hierarchy. Branu Mbeumo, Manchester United. Mateus Cunha from Wolves to Manchester United. There is a hierarchy. And in the top of that hierarchy, very few teams are sitting right there. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United. Those, and when I say Manchester United at their pump. Those are the three teams in my mind that are sitting at the top of the echelon when it comes to the hierarchy of sport. So let's stop all this, whoa, we are the biggest club. We are the biggest club that have United in the name because that's border dash. That is show walking. You get me? Show walking. All this talk and no work. Boo. Let this guy go play his football for Liverpool. Bear in mind, I am not a Liverpool fan. In fact, I am a huge hater when it comes to Liverpool. But we have to be logical about things. We have to let Alexander Isak go be great. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.